Alright, good afternoon. Well, my class is busy making noise. That's a good kind of a noise. I need everyone out there to follow the directions as you see in your agenda, which tell you to we're going to do two things. Find your social studies book, find your packet, and the third thing, close all your Chromebooks. So teachers, can you please make sure all teachers have, and all students have their Chromebooks closed. We don't need those yet. All right, hi students, are we good? We move forward? All right, I wanted to, I guess my goal is to always enhance geographical awareness by kind of showing you a couple things that you may pass every day and just sometimes not notice. I mean, I do. So, how many of you have gone through this intersection where you see that thing hanging in the middle of it, okay, called the brass ball? This is called brass ball corners. All right, so you see that? It's pretty much right in the center of that intersection. Well, for obvious reasons, this intersection hasn't always looked like this, okay? With a Walgreens and a Burger King, and what else is over there? Chinese food restaurant, a bank. Okay, so it always doesn't look that way. Matter of fact, this is a replica of this. This used to hang from there from 1924 for more than 50 years, okay? And I did a little bit of research. This was actually brought up from Florida. This was something that they discovered in the ocean down there, okay? So this was brought up and hung at the brass ball corner. So imagine, that looks pretty heavy. Imagine that hanging from a cable at that intersection. Of course, back then, think about it, there wasn't that much traffic, not much automobile traffic, okay? So you probably have seen, see there's the brass ball. Here's another view of that intersection. But what I find interesting about this sign is it's facing, it's put in a way where you can't see it from the road. Okay, you actually have to be behind it to see what the sign is telling you about this brass ball corner. I remember as a child, my mom and dad talking about going out to the brass ball restaurant. So apparently there was a restaurant here for many, many, many years on that corner, and it was very popular. So they would drive all the way in from Kenosha to go to this restaurant. Well, a couple things I discovered. It's called the brass ball corner because, and I'm just going to quickly read this to you because it might be difficult for you to read, but this is one of my favorite websites. If you were to look up certain Wisconsin historical markers or want to know more, you go to this website, and it gives you a very simple description of the historical marker. So I'm going to quickly read this to you. In the 1800s, before assigning names to roads, assigning names to roads was a common practice. Intersections were often given names to identify communities and places of interest. So before, instead of giving them names, they would put something there so you could identify that intersection. The trail through Brass Ball Corner started at Lake Michigan. So the trail started at Lake Michigan and went west all the way to Lake Geneva, past into Janesville. Farmers and merchants would travel this way, hauling grain, furs, okay, and led to the port of Kenosha, okay? So if you were out here as a farmer and you wanted to get your grains, let's say wheat, to, let's say Michigan, let's say Canada, you'd have to take it all the way down this trail going through the brass ball intersection just to get it to a ship, and that ship would then take it to different parts of the country. Well, here's where the ball comes in. In 1842, farmer Seth Huntoon, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, recognized a growing need for a place for travelers to rest, kind of like a hotel. He built an inn on the northwest corner. The northwest corner would be where the Burger King is. So he built an inn there and hung a wooden ball that was kind of covered in what looked like gold, okay? Because of its likeness to brass, the intersection became Brass Ball Corner. Over time, the corners grew as a school, post office, church, shoemaker, and several homes were built at the corner. The community eventually became the village of Paddock Lake. Okay? So every time you go through the intersection, hopefully you remember some of these things. All right? So I wanted to quickly show you. So here is Paddock Lake right there. Okay? And here is Lake Geneva. So this trail from the port of Kenosha, okay, this is the route the farmers would take to get to Lake Geneva, and then Janesville is over here. So just think about it, back in the 1800s, the middle 1800s, traveling from Janesville all the way here, okay, no cars, no trains, no airplanes, nothing, nothing with motors. It made sense that about halfway through, about here, is where they would build a hotel or an inn for travelers to stay overnight. Okay. And then I discovered that here's a picture taken around 1860. There was a school located at that intersection as well. Kind of cool. So hopefully now when you go through that, you'll look up and you'll say, oh, and by the way, the ball that's there now, that's a replica. About 1994, someone said, okay, we can't hang, where is it? We can't hang this up anymore. So what are we going to do? We'll build a replica and we'll put it right there. Okay? Yes, Mr. Pele. You know what? This is, I've read about this. Rumor has it, okay, those holes, what do you think those holes look like to you? Yes, Neil Armstrong. Look like bullet holes. People taking pot shots at this, using it as target practice. Okay, so that's one of the stories. There's a family in Paddock Lake that actually they have this. They actually own this because it was part of their family, part of their family's history. Okay, so just wanted to share something with you. It's important to know things around you, have some geographical awareness. Okay, and I thought we travel. How many of you travel through that at least once a week? All right, for me it's 10 times a week. I drive through there coming to work and then going home. Okay, so all right, so I need you to do something. Find page 25 in your packet. Page 25, and I'm going to try to zip through this stuff because I do know we have some quizzes to do at the end of class. Okay, so do me a favor. Put your name on top if you don't have your name anywhere on the packet. And could you label the top too so you remember this is chapter 6, section 2? And you know Mrs. Panko was saying that she had a teacher who was very insistent on circling answers? I believe I had a teacher in 4th grade, Mrs. Kruger, who probably, Mrs. Kruger, not Freddy Krueger, no relationship, probably spelled the same way, she made sure we put dates on everything. Okay? Maybe that's where I get that from. So, could you write February 11th and February 15th? Okay, it's as easy as pumpkin pie. All right. Couple things. Whenever you see Call to Freedom on the bottom, okay, this will tell you that you're going to be using your book. And I'm not going to call these daily quizzes. I'm going to call this preview learning. That's what we're going to call this. So everyone, do me a favor. Please turn to page 165. 165. I had a sticky note somewhere. Anyway, 165, please. $165. It'll be easy to remember. And we're going to do 2 questions together to show you how simple this can be if you use 165, please. If you're using keywords. Can someone in my class please read number 1? Number 1, if you already know the answer, please don't tell me. Oh, by the way, there it is. Page 165. All right. Pele, please read number 1 for us.
The first people to settle in the British colonies built communities in the farms close to the blank coastlines and major rivers.
Okay, that answer, I will tell you right now, is on page 165. By the way, these answers go in order in section 6.2 from beginning to end. Okay, did anyone find the answer on the bottom? You probably know this answer anyway. Okay, coastline means ocean. Neil Armstrong, what do you got? Number 1 is Atlantic. Atlantic Ocean. I'm not showing an answer key right now because I would like you to spell Atlantic Ocean on your own. It's on the bottom of page 165. So, teachers, can you please make sure Chromebooks are closed right now? Chromebooks are closed. Books of Chrome are closed. Number 2. Number 2, I'll give you a hint. That is on page 165 also. Okay? I need someone to read number 2 who has not had a chance to be heard in quite some time. Who's that going to be? Who's that going to be? Alright? It won't be me. Alright, here we go, Pele. You had your hand up.
Gradually, European settlers moved into the Virginia and Carolina, the frontier region between the coastal settlements and the Appalachian Mountains.
Okay, 165 again. What are you thinking, Lincoln? Kaylin, what do you have? Sorry, I mean, excuse me, Anthony. Backcountry is correct. Carolina, backcountry. And I'm not showing answers yet. Backcountry. So everyone, you should have written 2 answers so far. Any questions on how to find answers for page 25? We'll most likely go over some of this tomorrow. I will give you a hint. It goes 165, 166, 167, 168. That's where you're going to find your answers. Only 3 to 4 pages. Boom shakalaka. All right, that's all I really wanted to go over on this. Of course, everyone, this can be done by you independently before February 15th, but we will do some of it together on February 15th. Okay. Let's see. Someone is writing me a message right now. All right. Mrs. Walter, I will try to find one for you right now. Okay, I'll send one over as soon as I go off the air. All right, so please put this in a safe spot. You have 2 answers thanks to all your awesomeness and your organization. All right. Later on, when I sign off, everyone please look at the screen. You have 2 quizzes to do today. One is on the Columbian Exchange. On the what? Hey, thank you, the Columbian Exchange, okay? I don't know if you noticed here, notebook and packets can be used. Okay, let's close our Chromebooks. Thanks. Thank you very much for closing the Chromebooks. So notebooks and packets can be used for this one. But guess what? You don't have notes for this one, do you? For the Sign of the Beaver, chapters 1 to 18. Okay, so you have 2 quizzes today. Each one is 10 questions. Each one has 10 questions. It's multiple choice. Now, over here, here's a message for everyone. And we had some students concerned that there was not going to be enough class time today. Quizzes, yes, quizzes may be completed after class today, during Friday morning tutorial, and maybe Friday social studies class. So there's plenty of time to do these quizzes. Okay. Anyone else have any questions about that? Please keep your Chromebooks closed. And one last thing. If you see your initials, I know I did this yesterday, but if you see your initials on here, I need you to see me before you leave today. I have something for you. or you can send me an email, or you can visit me tomorrow during lunch. So email me, visit me before you go, or when you during lunchtime tomorrow. Here's the next one. Okay, look for your initials. Okay. Students in my class have already been rewarded. Here's the next one for famous African Americans. This one was a difficult one, I admit. And then this one right here. 3 branches of government. Preview learning, as I call it. So if you see your initials or your name, stop and visit me before you go, or tomorrow during lunch, or students at home can just send me a quick email and I will organize a couple things for you. Alright, the last thing. You'll find those 2 quizzes that you have to do before it is time to go. Okay, or finish it at home, finish it tomorrow morning. Any questions? Can you use notes on these? Can you use notes on these quizzes? Yes, Columbia Exchange. Alright, teachers, if your students have any questions about things that are difficult or maybe need some clarification, please send me a message. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off so we get at least 17 minutes to take the quizzes. Thanks. Now we can do Chromebooks.